Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Whitney here for those of you who are new or don't know me. Today I thought that we would do a quick little current brow routine. I don't always do the same thing with my eyebrows, but sometimes I get into a routine of using certain brow products and I'll use them until they're gone, especially if I'm participating like in a project pan or something like that. And I will get into a routine of using the same products. So today I just thought I'd show you my current brow routine. As you can tell, these are my natural brows. They're a little bit sparse. I do have a lot of natural brow, which is good, so I don't have to do a ton, but when I'm doing, say, like a full face of glam or something like that, I do like a more pronounced brow. So you will see as I do this, and please forgive me if I have any uh-ohs or whoopsie-daisies, because I have never done my brows on camera. It takes me usually a little while to do them, so I think I'm just going to do one on camera and then do the other one and then, you know, come back and chit chat with you guys. So the products that I'm currently using are the Hourglass. This is called the Brow Sculpting Pencil Arch, and mine is in the color Soft Brunette from Hourglass. I did receive that in gratis from Sephora. And then the Anastasia brow powder, and this is in the color medium brown. So I always tend to use a powder to set my brows, even if I'm using a pencil to fill them in. To me, it just gives me a slightly more natural brow. I mean, obviously you can tell I've drawn them in, but it gives me just a little bit, or it makes me feel like they look a little more natural. So the other two tools that I use are, this is an e.l.f. spoolie. I love these. They're $1. I buy them over and over and over. They're perfect. They're just the right amount of like dense bristles. I love them. And then this is a Sephora brow pencil. It's just an angled, mildly fluffy brush. So, alright. So let's, I guess, just jump right in. I'll move y'all a little bit closer. Ooh. I had my mirror down here, but I don't want to get out of the frame, so I'm going to try and use this as well. Okay. Ooh, okay. So the first thing that I do is I spoolie them to get all the brow hairs kind of where I want them to be, and a little more uniformed, because my eyebrows can get pretty unruly. And let me know if you guys use any of these products and how you use them, or if there's any products that you really love using for your brows. I'd like to know that. Okay, so the Hourglass pencil is one of those, how do I show you? It's like a triangle shaped almost, similar to the Brow Definer. It's very thick. It's not like the Brow Wiz. But I don't mind because I have a larger brow, so I don't really need those precise hairlines, you know. So I'm just going to go in and start to fill them in. I usually start at the bottom, and I'll just make short little strokes because this pencil is pretty waxy. So it can get a little unruly if you go in too hard. And I just make little strokes on the bottom right here. To start filling in all this sparseness. And then I'll go upwards a little bit. And I'm just using a very, very light hand to do this. Because like I said, this pencil is a little bit waxy. And then when I get that front area filled in a little bit, I'll take it and I'll start to outline the top. And define this part. Like that. And then I'll go in, you see all those sparse areas, and I'll kind of fill all that in. And then I'll focus on creating the shape of the wing, of the tail, and just filling it in. Like I said, I have a lot of brow, so I don't need to do a ton. And if I mess up, like I think I got a little too much right here. This is a tool. What is this? This is from, it's Mash, M-A-S-H. I feel like this is like a concealer brush, but I use it to clean up my eyebrows. And I don't put concealer on it or anything like a lot of people do. I just do the clean brush and kind of wipe away any excess product that I don't need or that I don't want. And then I like to take, my eyebrows are pretty far apart, so I like to take them in just a little bit in the front. So I will extend this front part. For this hourglass pencil, it can get a little difficult because it's so thick. So definitely a thinner pencil would be easier to do this, but I just manage. And I just take it in slightly and then kind of drag it down. And this is all with the lightest pressure because this pencil is very, very pigmented. So then I'll go ahead, and this pencil does have a spoolie on the other end as well. And sometimes I'll use this after, instead of the e.l.f. spoolie. But usually I use the e.l.f. spoolie. This one's a little big. Let's see. Yeah, and then I just spoolie it, and see all that sparseness, you can see like that's not where my natural brow is. And with this pencil I find that it's really noticeable, the difference. I think I could go in like with a heavier hand, but then sometimes it starts to look waxy and very unnatural. I mean, obviously I drew my brow in, but you want it to look as natural as possible, or at least I do. And then what I go ahead and do is I take my Anastasia brow powder and my fluffy angled brush, well, semi-fluffy angled brush, and I dip it into both of the colors. Get a little bit on my brush and I tap off the excess, and then what I do is I start the same way as I did with the pencil on the bottom, and I'm just going to set that pencil. And this is not a necessary step, I just really like the way that it makes my brow look. And then this is also going to help to camouflage where that sparseness was right there. This is going to help camouflage that. And this is not, like I said, a necessary step, just something that I like to do. You can definitely stop with the pencil because you don't have to set it. I'm saying set it, but I just like to put powder over it. To me, it gives it just a little bit of a softer vibe. Okay, so that's it, and then I go through one more time with my spoolie. And make sure that all those areas are nice and filled in. That I really like the shape of it. Alright, and there we go, we have a brow. I can't believe I did it on camera, yes! And then the last step that I like to do is the Anastasia brow gel, because my brows do tend to get a little unruly, so I will set them. Now typically I won't set them until after I do my eyeshadow because then they might get a little powdery, but it's fine. Now sometimes if I go in too heavy-handed with the brow gel, the sparseness will come back right in this area, if you can tell. So once this dries, my brow hairs are completely set in place, I will go back in and just touch up with the brow powder right there, and then I'm done. I don't re-spoolie it or anything like that. I'll just dab a little bit of brow powder right in the sparse area, and then I'm done. So I'm going to go ahead and do my other brow, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have both of my brows done. I went ahead and set this one so it's a little glossy. This one has completely dried from the brow gel, the clear brow gel. So Thank goodness that eyebrows are supposed to be sisters or cousins and not twins, because mine never are exactly the same. As you can tell, they're pretty close. I try and get them pretty close, but don't ever stress out if your eyebrows are not exactly the same, because you will kill yourself stressing out over trying to get your eyebrows exactly the same. So just get them to the point where you like them, they're good enough, and that's all you can really do. So as far as these brow products, the Hourglass, like I said, I did get it in gratis. I actually really enjoy it. When I first got it, I was like, oh, this is too, the thickness of the product is too much, it's too waxy. But once I really finagled with it and learned how to use this particular product from Hourglass, I really like it. And it's kind of pricey for an eyebrow pencil, but you get way more product in this than you do, say, the Anastasia Brow Wiz. So you do pay more, but it lasts so much longer because you get so much product in it. So I would say if you want to splurge, this is a good product to try out, but don't be heavy-handed with it. It can get waxy and too thick. So just go in with a light hand, and I feel like you would really enjoy this if you want to splurge. As far as the Anastasia Brow Powder, a must have in my collection. I have had this powder, this one in particular, for years, and it just lasts forever. It's a little bit expensive, in my opinion, for a brow powder, but it lasts. I have used this consistently for years, and it lasts. So it's more like an investment. You spend that money up front, you get an excellent product, and you have it for a very long time. It's not something that you have to constantly repurchase. So I do recommend to try the Anastasia brow powders. They can be used alone, or like I do, and set them on top of another product to give just a little bit more of a natural tone. So, oh, and lastly, okay, so the Anastasia Brow Gel. I love this stuff. I never knew that it was a necessity until I used it. Once I used it, I don't see myself ever not having it. I will always have it in my collection. It completely sets the brows. They don't go anywhere. Now, if you're someone who your brows just stay in place, they don't move, they don't, you know, your hairs don't flip-flop everywhere, then you probably don't need this. But for someone like me who has bushy eyebrows, and if I don't set them, they will be in 20 different directions, this is an absolute must-have. So if you have brows that can get unruly, try it. If you don't, then you don't need it. So that's my thoughts on all those brow products and the way that I do my eyebrows. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. If you have any tips and tricks, if you're perfect at getting your eyebrows to be twins, let me know. I want to know. Share your videos with me. Let me know. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.